replacing the turbo on this DT466E. You can see the bolts are snapped, holding that housing together. We're gonna try to swap a turbo from another truck. So you got these bolts up top here. You need a 13mm socket. That's the nuts stripped out inside that plastic boss there, so that's great. You got that's an intake air temp sensor, I believe, and then you've got a clamp here for your filtered air going to the compressor. Pop that off. Get this whole thing out of the way. That hose there is your intake for the air compressor. Pulls air off of that. And I believe this is a 13mm socket there. Oh, 12mm. Take this compressor pipe clamp off. Original problem is this oil pressured pipe was cracked and it's leaking oil everywhere. So I went and looked at it and found out the rest of this turbo is just coming apart. I've seen these on the 466 motors do this before. This isn't the first one I've seen. You got your exhaust clamp back there for your downpipe, and then you got the flange bolts on your manifold, and then you're gonna have your drain pipe. A little bit of rust on this truck. It's an old state. This is an old state truck. Still a lot of salt. All right, so the drain tube's out. I gotta get this on top of the filter housing. I gotta get that pipe off there. I gotta get these flange nuts off. Let's hope they just cooperate, come right off of there. Here's the used one. Have to do a little practice taking two off here. That doesn't look so great, but that's what we're doing. Swapping turbos out. So I'm gonna need the drain and the feed, because the feed line you can see is snapped off on top of that filter housing. So that's unfortunate, but we'll have to get some new hoses or the new lines for that and the gaskets, and then we can put this one in the other truck. We got to change of plans again here. We got a new turbo. Did not want to go with the old one, so this is what we're going to put on. Put it on here, and got all our new lines, seals and gaskets. Get this one knocked off of here. All right, so you got the drain. That's a drain adapter for the drain tube. You can give us O-rings for this. That's what makes the O-rings work. And then this will just slide over one end. That bolts to the turbo. And then there's a retainer on the other side, and that's gonna go to the block. That's your return, so find some O-rings for this thing. All right, there's your drain retainer for the block. That's 10mm. You got the two on the bottom for the drain and the turbo. I got to take that fitting out. I got new fittings to go with this line. I gotta get this upper pipe on. And before you put that pipe on up there, I always dump oil down into the feed hole, so you don't dry start it. Dry run this turbo is not recommended. And we're real close to firing this thing up. There's two different styles of this turbo feed line. This is a new one. You can see it's just a flat face. There's your new fitting, just an O-ring. The old style had this gasket that went around the tube, like right here. It looks like that. It's like a grommet. Not a good design. This is much better. All right, so I have to clock this compressor side a little bit here. When you, on this style, on this Garrett style, you've got like 5/16 12-point bolts to go around the housing. Just loosen them up some, not too much, but enough for you to move it over into position. So I need to go just a little bit more. I'll tighten it back up. But that's all you got to do. Other, like whole set, other turbos, you have a clamp here in the center. Then you loosen the clamp and you can move it around, but this is a little different than this one. Just loosen these bolts up.